There's inherent danger with the industry and what we do. Because we're going on these slopes and we're pushing the limits of these machines, it creates a greater risk.
Now in the forest industry, we're moving on to steeper slopes. So anytime there's a new location or a work site, the contractor needs to have prepared a plan for the site in the case of any kind of emergency.
So our plan for today is to bring the crew out to simulate a rollover. We're going to flip a cab upside down, put an operator in there, and the crew that works with that operator are going to extract them from that cab. Two different scenarios. One is going to be a self-extraction, and the second is going to be external extraction with helpers.
So recreating what it's going to feel like when something does happen and people are prepared to respond in an emergency.
What I want the crew to get out of this is for them to realize that the tooling that we have out there works. Maybe we get some takeaways from it as far as what might not work or what might work better.
So objectives for today's drill, I guess making it as real as possible so you're comfortable if something does happen on site.
This is why we're here doing this kind of stuff, so that when something happens, we're not trying to figure out what tools we need. We already have in our mind what tools. We'll have two scenarios today. Scenario one is operator in the cab, hurt but conscious. All escape hatches are blocked. So no front door, no side door, no roof hatch. Think about what tools we need to take. I see Tony's got the impact.
Impact's ideal, but a ratchet will also work if you have nothing else.
Taking the skill saw.
Circular saw.
We can take everything we can take, right?
Maybe we should itemize what's most important.
Yeah.
First aid kit's most important. Circular saw is most important. I think everything that's on that tailgate should go down the hill.
Yeah.
Main focus of today's drill in terms of the ERP is to focus on getting the operator out of the cab.
There's your cab as it presents itself. He's conscious. We'll try the impact versus cutting it, and let's get him out there, see how long it takes.
Hey, Blaine.
Yeah,
Are you all right?
yeah, I'm all right. Sore shoulder, but
Okay, I'm gonna look around, see what's going on.
okay, bud.
Looks like you're fully pinned.
All right. How are you gonna get me out of here?
Good, so Tony just did an assessment of the area.
Yeah.
As you assess the situation is going to determine what tooling you're going to use to do the extraction. Maybe an escape hatch is free, maybe the front door is free. Maybe you use need keys to open up the other door and it's a simple get them out.
You can just unbolt the window off and then, or you can also think about unbolting the door off if you have to get someone out horizontal too.
You're still there, Blaine?
Yeah, all good here.
The drills help people go through the same motions that they would on a work site, and so you're more prepared so that when you're in your actual emergency responding, you're more confident, you're more comfortable in the decision making, you know how long things take. Running through it with the people you usually work with, I think, is helpful.
Guys, can we somehow lift this door up?
How hurt are you, Blaine?
Oh, just sore shoulder. Doing all right though.
Legs are all right?
Pride's a little hurt.
Oh, there we go.
Can you release yourself?
Here.
Yeah, that should also come off.
Thanks, boys. There you go.
2 minutes, 10 seconds to take the window off. I think that's pretty quick.
Not so fast without an impact, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
your ratchet would have been
That
there a
would
long
be a
time.
lot more minutes.
That was impressive as far as how quick that went. Also, the amount of room that you've gained. If we're gonna cut that, we're gonna cut us big enough for him to fit out of versus taking the whole window out.
And then you can also get help in there. If you had a really bad injury, you could get almost, depending on the subject or the operator, you could get a second person in
Exactly.
to try to help.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to scenario 2. You guys will be showing up after he cuts himself out. The circular saw is gonna be the tool of choice. So the tools that we brought on site to use for the ERP drill is a Milwaukee circular saw, battery powered. We have 3 batteries with that saw, as well as an extra blade. Blaine is now rolled over with no assistance from any outside help. Machine has a slight smell to it. Might be considering a fire.
Hey, Delarm, I just rolled over. I just flopped. I don't know if you can come down here, but I'm gonna have to try to get myself out.
He's got a circular saw inside the cab.
I'm curious to see how Blaine does now that the cab's on its side. He's done it once before that it's upright, but actually being melted in and now having to push up.
This has inverted the cab and even put the operator at a different position as well, being that he's cutting overhead versus upright.
Vertical, yeah.
Blaine's a multi-talented operator. Probably 95% of his day, there's potential for rollovers, potential for entrapment inside the cab. So to him, it's important that he knows how these tools work.
There is skepticism in the industry about the tools actually working.
I was a skeptic. It is now law that we need some kind of tooling inside the cab for self-extraction. So we took upon ourselves to actually try this tooling to see what actually worked.
How was that?
That was tough. It was definitely tougher than being straight up and down. Definitely have to cut your steel bars first, because as soon as you're cutting through the lac sand, you hit those steel bars and it wants to kick on you. I think that's a game changer myself, like knowing that that's behind the seat and that if for some reason that you have no way of getting out of this cab, that saw is well, it can save your life, really.
The 1 bar on the side of the cab was 1/2 inch thick by 3 inches, and he cut himself out in about 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And for removal of the window on the side was about 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Every time we do this, we learn something new. How do you guys feel?
I found the biggest thing that makes it real is strapping into that seat sideways and hanging there. Like, it's tough.
Yeah.
Especially if you go over and I could see how you get hurt. It adds a whole nother element to it.
And the great time to learn is when it's a drill, not when it's real.
Has this prepared you guys?
All these help us, and they're good to have, as much as we don't like to do them. We would have not had an impact out there.
Yeah, and that's a takeaway from us as well.
That's right.
Nice to know you have an option, hey, Blaine, that you don't have to wait if you're at the top of the
saw?
mountain. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
absolutely.
if you're at the
Like,
top of the mountain, it could be half an hour before someone's preparing to cut you out.
yeah, you got 2 doors and an escape hatch to get out, and now you have a 4th option with that saw.
There's lots of learnings every time you do it. Not everyone has access to these resources, right? To be able to cut Lexan and replace a window and take the time to do this. So it's great that we're able to get together and do a video and share it.
The forest industry is a small community, and when you hear these incidences with people in entrapment that's happened over the last 10 years, it sinks close to home. So it's important to me to make sure that that doesn't happen here. We can't let that happen anymore.
We live in a small community, and like Ronald said, it's family, it's people's. I never want to have to tell someone that their dad or their spouse or partner isn't coming home at the end of a work shift.
Yeah, good day. I'm impressed. It's been awesome. All the takeaways from it. I hope the industry learns from this. It's not just about us, it's about everybody. This is just another tool to make sure that every day they get home safe. The machine itself means nothing. It's more about them and who they are.